What's a restaurant I've been to recently and liked? What is my favorite food item I have ever reviewed? And how good is a Philly cheesesteak chip? Well, I talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And today, I just wanted to take a step back and do a cool, crisp Q&A episode. Haven't done one of these in a while. Look through different questions I've been asked, and I've actually been keeping note of different questions people ask me on either other social medias or in person. And I was like, you know what? I got a couple of questions built up, and might as well just do a good old-fashioned Q&A episode where I take questions that y'all have asked me, and I give y'all a good answer right here on this episode. And, of course, later after we do a couple of these questions, we won't get to a lot of them today. But after we do a couple of them, we're going to have a chip review where I'm going to review two different flavors of two different brands of chips. So we might as well just go ahead and dive into it on this warm Louisiana day. So the first question we have here, and I've tried to curate a couple of these. These are not in any specific order, but I wanted to just try and pick random ones that I saw or remembered that I had written down. So the first question we have here is, did you ever try to become a radio host? That's a great question. The easy answer is no. I never really there was a sliver of a chance that I was going to work with my college's radio station back in December of 2019, which is actually when the Toddcast was born, even though the first episode was in January 2020, January 11th, 2020 to be exact. The idea of the Toddcast was born around November, December of 2019. But even before that, I had the idea because, even when I was younger, I was like, you know what, I could probably be, the host of, a Tonight Show or The Late Show, be Jimmy Fallon or David Letterman or Conan O'Brien or whoever, And it evolved into radio because I was like, you know what, radio seems like it might be easier because I'm not on camera, I'm not having to do physical comedy, I can just play music, I can be like, all right, here's the next song by AC/DC or whatever, And I love rock music. Rock music is my favorite genre of music, and that's what I know more songs of that genre. And I was thinking, what if I could be a radio host for a rock station? And the college I went to, which is ULM, they have their own radio station, and I was thinking, and I asked around and looked it up, and I was trying to see if I could get to the point where I could just be a host or have, my own talk show on there, even just having, because there's other radio stations, Howard Stern is technically on the radio because he's on Sirius XM, but Rock 106 has theirs, and then there's 105.3 is Big Jim, and I don't know who the other one is. It used to be Big Jim and Griffin Scott, and then there's other radio, every radio show has its own actual talk show that you could call it, kind of what you could call it was the precursor to a podcast, which is just two people talking that you can't really see. You just listen to their voices and they talk about random stuff or have a set topic every week or something, And I was thinking I could do that. I could do a 1 hour weekly or bi-weekly, or if I wanted to do every day, but I'd run out of stuff to talk about, because if you're doing a podcast or radio show and you're doing it more than once a week, you definitely need more than one person. Like, if you can have a total of 2 or 3 or more people on your show, and it's like 2 to 3 times a week, then it can be entertaining, because you can do games, you can do different topics. You know, there's 4 different people on this show. Everybody has their own story, how they got there, depending on how old they are and what they've done. Did they go to college? They didn't go to college, where they've worked before, all that kind of stuff, and weird and crazy stories, you know. But, like, since I do once a week, it's perfect for me, because I'm the only one here on a regular basis anyway. And that's why I think it works like that. But to the radio conversation, I did ask around at the college and asked different people that I knew of. And there was a sliver of a chance. Now, I have tried to interview radio hosts in the past, back in 2021, probably like 2021 and going into 2022. I was trying to interview a local radio host that I was trying to talk to, but it never happened, which is a lot of potential guests never happened. But I tried to get there, you know. But yeah, I definitely thought that I could, you know, I have a very distinct voice, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if there's many people that you can say that sound exactly like me, not in my opinion anyway. I can, you know, talk about really anything for a short amount of time, long amount of time, and I think having at least like a 1-hour radio show at least once or more a week, I think it could have been successful. That's just me. That's just me talking. I could have made it successful and then be like, you know, and that's just what happened in that story, you know, when I got pulled over. But anyway, we're now listening to Motorhead. You know, we're now going to be listening to Back in Black by AC/DC, and then start playing the song. Yeah, I had interest. There was interest, and I mean, I still have interest in it, you know, if it ever was to actually happen. But I know there's other work that radio hosts do. But like, if I could just walk in there, do the show, and do different times of being like, thank you for listening to this station, and you're listening to blah, 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 blah. And then they start playing commercials and ads and the music and all that. If I could do that, I think that'd be pretty cool. And get paid good to do it, yeah, I think I could do that. But yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, there was a real good chance that I was going to head that way to do that. But yeah. So the next question we have is, what is a restaurant you've been to recently that you haven't been to before and that was on the fast food tier list and that you now like? Long question, but for those of you who don't know, a couple of weeks, actually like a few months ago, I think it was at the end of the year last year, I did a fast food tier list, and about half of those were in the never eaten because, you know, there's not many fast food brands in Louisiana that are national, like In-N-Out, and there's a Shake Shack in New Orleans that I have been to now, and I'll get into it. There were a couple on there that I haven't been to, but I now have. So I can talk about those. Those are the ones that you're asking about, the ones that I haven't been to before, but I now have and that I actually liked. I think the first one I went to that I'd never been to before was in last December or the last week of November. I went to Chipotle for the first time. Me and my girlfriend at the time. She's my fiance now, but at the time we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and we went to Chipotle, and I think she's been there before, but it was my first time ever going to a Chipotle, and this was in Tennessee, and it was okay. I had a good experience for my first time being at a Chipotle. I thought it was good. Chipotle is basically just like a Mexican Subway. is basic, or Chipotle, Panda Express, Subway, they're all the same, where they just take the basic premise of some food item that can have a little amount or a huge amount of ingredients, and they just say, okay, what do you want for your sandwich at Subway? Okay, what do you want with your fried rice or your chow mein at chow mein or lo mein is one of them at Panda Express. And then Chipotle's like, you want a burrito, you want some tacos, whatever, But I liked it. I thought the queso was good. I understand why some people rave about the queso now. I mean, it was good. I don't think it's my personal favorite, but it is good. I'm not that big fan of guacamole. I think I did try a little bit of it, but I think I had a burrito, and it was good. I think I just had, like, chicken, some cheese, some rice, and something else. Yeah, I liked it, and it was a good experience with Chipotle. I would, whenever I I might have to redo the fast food tier list at the end of this year. That way I can go to more places between now and then. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then in December, her and I went to Shake Shack. We actually had it delivered. We were in New Orleans, and Shake Shack, we had it delivered to where we were staying, because we went to a concert, and we were in like an Airbnb, I think. And so we had Shake Shack delivered, and that was good. Like, if I had it fresh, like right at the restaurant or wherever, like as soon as they call my name, I go and pick it up and I get it and I eat it then, I think it probably, definitely, even now, even when I didn't get it like right off the press, they delivered it and I got it. It's still up there and still quite possibly the best fast food burger that I have ever had. Now, I have not had In-N-Out. I've got to say that and come clean, and some of you know that. I have not had the In-N-Out burger yet. So, this is just my opinion based on what I have had in my past, in my life. I have not had In-N-Out, but I have had Shake Shack. And out of every burger I have had in my personal life, Shake Shack is the best. Now, once I do have an In-N-Out burger, then I will have to compare. And I know there's people that say, oh, well, the Texas In-N-Out isn't the same as the California In-N-Out because California is where it came from. And you could possibly say that about Shake Shack. I had a Shake Shack burger, in New Orleans. And Shake Shack, I think, originally started more on the East Coast, closer to New York. So I understand that. And then In-N-Out have plans of moving more into other states that they do not have locations in, including Louisiana. And they're building like another headquarters for the East Coast, for the eastern side of the U.S. And I think they're building it in either Memphis or Nashville. But I know it's in a big city in Tennessee. It's one of those two, Memphis or Nashville. But yeah, the fries were good. We had shakes. I think I had like an orange creamsicle shake or something like that. It was good, I would rather have ice cream. I'm not that big on shakes, but those shakes are good. Like, it's called Shake Shack. You can't go to the shack without getting some shakes. So I had to get a shake, and we both had one, and we both enjoyed it. We both had a burger. We both liked it, and we both had fries, and they were good. But that burger, if there was one closer, like one in like Monroe or West Monroe or somewhere, I would be having Shake Shack like once a week because it's good. And I understand people about having Shake Shack all the time or having In-N-Out all the time, but I haven't had In-N-Out, so I don't know that experience just yet. That animal style burger, animal style fries, all that kind of stuff. So I can't wait to have In-N-Out for the first time. Because I would rather have Texas In-N-Out than no In-N-Out because, and who knows, it might be pretty good. I would have to compare the Texas and the California versions of In-N-Out, but Shake Shack is another one that I've had since then, and man, that burger was so good. And more recently this year, I have tried, her and I went to Panera Bread, and my fiance, she was my girlfriend at that time. I'm pretty sure when we went to Panera, and she's my fiance now, of course. My fiance and I, we went to Panera. She likes Panera a lot. She has been there more than once, and I have not. And now I have been there more than once now. I think I've been there 2 or 3 times now. And they sell Panera Bread soups at Walmart as well. But yeah, I went to Panera Bread for the first time ever. And I said, you know what, I'm going to try the broccoli cheddar soup. I haven't had broccoli cheddar soup in years, and I think it was when I was like a kid, and I probably didn't like it because it had broccoli in it, and as a kid, ooh, it's green, it's not good, I had it, and it was really good. Panera Bread has got to be up there on like one of my top restaurants, because it's definitely at least A tier, like getting close to S for me, because it's just like, it's so good. They got that charged lemonade, which is like, and I get like it's like a strawberry mint lemonade, but it's got caffeine in it. And me being a caffeine addict, like, that hits the spot perfectly. Like, that's just what I love, If I could have caffeine in anything in my day, like, that's all I need. I just need everything I eat or drink to have caffeine in it. That's it. That's all I need. And then my life is perfect, You may not want it, you may not need it, and it may not be good for you, but man, caffeine's where it's at. And I don't even drink coffee. So, yeah, we went to Panera. The last time we went, I had I do the pick 2, and no matter what I pick 2, one of them must be broccoli cheddar soup, and then the other one can be whatever, The other one might be another bowl of broccoli cheddar soup. Who knows? But what I got the last time was the broccoli cheddar soup, and I think it was like a pizza sandwich, and it was like a full, long, length-sized bagel. Not a bagel, baguette is what it was. Really super long baguette, and they cut it in half, and they just put like pizza sauce, cheese, and pepperoni in the middle to make it a pizza baguette. And I had that with my broccoli cheddar soup, and it was good. Like, man, that was good. That was some good soup, and that was a good sandwich. And I'm pretty sure I ate all the soup, and I think I ate almost the entire sandwich, because it was the whole baguette. Like, the thing was like 2 feet long. I didn't know how to eat all of it, so yeah, they give you some good stuff at Panera. It's really good food. If you haven't been to a Panera Bread, I highly recommend Panera. But yeah, so Chipotle, Shake Shack, and Panera. I think Chipotle is probably the lowest out of them, because it was good, but it didn't wow me. The Shake Shack burger is honestly the best hamburger out of a fast food restaurant that I have ever had, and I would definitely have another one. Panera just has so much depth, because they have sandwiches, melts, soups, salads, all that kind of stuff. Bread bowls. I got to get me a bread bowl the next time I'm there. A broccoli cheddar bread bowl. And then they got this like broccoli cheddar mac and cheese. Like, come on now. Like, I'm going to gain like 200 pounds. If there was a Panera close, I definitely would. But yeah, thank you for that question. But yeah, I would definitely put Panera and Shake Shack up there, and Chipotle a little lower. So the next question we have here actually goes into the previous question. Some of the previous question is, what is your favorite type of soup? And broccoli cheddar soup has actually got to rank up there. I mean, for such a long time, and you can't like go wrong with the classic, the good old chicken noodle soup. Like, whether it's in Campbell's or homemade or whatever, chicken noodle soup is like, whenever you're like really sick, you got to stay home, can't go to school, can't go to work or whatever, a good old bowl of chicken noodle soup can go a long way. And it does. It's really good. Everybody likes chicken noodle soup, unless you're allergic to something that's in there. But broccoli cheddar soup now, it's going up there for me. Broccoli cheddar soup is really good. I do like it. What other? Is chicken and dumplings considered a soup? Well, I mean, I guess it's it can be soupy depending on how you cook it or where you get it from. Because like Cracker Barrel, it's not really that soupy, it's just like a plate of it, If it's a soup, I gotta feel like it's gotta be in a bowl, because mac and cheese isn't a soup, but it's a pasta, so, I love me some chicken dumplings. That stuff is the bomb, especially Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel's, man, their chicken dumplings are amazing. As of right now, currently, I'd probably have to say broccoli cheddar soup. There's not many soups that I have had. I've had, different, there's chowders and stuff like that, and I've tried different other kinds, there's a baked potato soup that I'm going to try soon that I definitely think is going to be pretty good. But currently, I think broccoli cheddar soup is my favorite, but all-time favorite probably has to go to chicken noodle, no doubt. Chicken noodle, everybody likes it, so yeah. And the final question we're going to get to on today's episode is, what is your favorite food or drink item that you have reviewed? I have reviewed a lot. I'm about to review 2 chips here in a minute. And this is episode 179, so I have reviewed a lot. First episode was in January 2020, and now it's June 2023. If I was to break it apart, like my favorite food and my favorite drink, Sunkist Zero ended up becoming a regular drink of mine, like that I drink still to this day. Mountain Dew Baja Blast, mainly Baja Blast Zero. It was good. I remember trying it. I tried so much stuff that I did not like. Because there's like a bunch of energy drinks that I tried. I don't think I've reviewed Prime on here, but I have tried Prime, and it's good. Shoot. No, none of the Powerades or anything like that. They suck. It was, crap, what was the name of it? It was one of those root beers. I don't even remember what it was called. I have to look through photos. It was a root beer that I tried, and it's easily the best root beer that I've ever had or will ever have. And there's different like orange sodas and grape sodas that I've tried that are really good. And, there's different alcoholic drinks that I've had. Here it is. It's called Johnny Ryan Root Beer Raisinette. It's a cane sugar soda. That root beer right there, like, I don't know where. There's certain, like, vintage stores that you can see it in. I don't know if it's available at Cracker Barrel or not. That root beer is easily, in my opinion, the best root beer in the world. Like, Barks root beer is my favorite name brand nationally available root beer. But, like, if I had to pick just any root beer to be able to have a case of it at my house, it's got to be the Johnny Ryan Root Beer Raisinette. And it's in a glass bottle, which everything tastes better in a glass bottle. Everybody can agree with that. But that one definitely has been my favorite drink that I like. I think I've reviewed it more than once. I definitely think I reviewed it twice, because I think I had to put it, like, up against another favorite, and it still won. Like, I don't remember the score I gave it. It had to have been like 96 or 98, close to 100, because it's the perfect drink. It tastes like root beer. It smells like root beer. And if you like root beer, you're going to love this drink. It's smooth. It just tastes good. And when you get done drinking the whole bottle, it's like you want like 4 more because it's that good. But yeah, I love that drink. Favorite food? That's a tough one. Because I've reviewed chips and candy and chocolate. Reese's Fast Break probably is like, because it is my favorite candy bar. Crap. There's the Jello jelly beans that I had a little while ago. Those are good. I would like to have more of those. The Mr. Beast Crunch Bar are good. I'm looking through. Are there any kind of chips that I liked? Not really. I forgot. I ranked all the waters. There's not really like a favorite food item that really sticks out. I mean, the most recent that I can think of is definitely the Jello jelly beans, because they were really good. And I enjoyed them, I liked them, and I would definitely have more than one bag of those, because they were just that good for some reason. I don't even know why. But, who knows? Maybe the two things I'm about to review are going to be good. But to answer your question, it's the Johnny Ryan Root Beer Raisinette is my favorite drink of all time that I reviewed. And I don't really have a favorite food item that I can really think of. So that might answer your question on that. But I'm going to go ahead and decide, we might see one of these be my favorite food item. I hardly doubt, but we're going to see anyway. And it's going to be starting off with 2 different brands and flavors of chips. But thank you all for those questions. If you ever have a question you'd like to submit, go to my YouTube channel and you can comment on one of the videos your question you would like for me to answer. And you can also comment a food or drink item that you would like for me to try and review in the future as well. And we got 2 different chips here. I think I got to start with this one first, the one in the bag. So the first one, which is really loud, by the way, is, of course, a bag of Lay's that is only half full. I feel like I have tried these before. I don't know if I've reviewed them, but I feel like I have had these in my personal life before. This is Lay's Kettle Cooked Salt and Pepper Chips. Now, there were salt and pepper chips that were Cape Cod brand, and those were pretty good. I've had those before. It was actually Jaron, my friend Jaron, who, of course, is a multi-time guest here on the Toddcast. He introduced me to the Cape Cod salt and pepper chips, and we would just tear them things up. But these are the Lay's Kettle Cooked kind, and let's go ahead and see how they can fare up against on the scoreboard. Okay. They have a nice, crisp, kettle-cooked quality to them. Okay. Okay. You can taste the salt, but at the end of the day, these are just going to taste like Lay's chips that you just put a bunch of pepper on them. I don't think they're that bad. I would definitely probably finish that bag. It's not, I don't want to throw up or nothing, but it's definitely not something to like write home about, but it's still good. I still enjoy it, but Lay's Kettle Cooked Salt and Pepper Chips, on the scale from 0 to 100 with no decimals, I would just give y'all like a 74 is what was calling out to me. Because, like, they're good. I definitely want to keep eating them because I'm going to eat another one right now. But they're not my favorite. Not even in the top 5 and probably not even in the top 10. But they're definitely good and definitely, worth getting if you like salt and pepper chips. If you just like a lot of pepper, a very peppery chip, these are for you. Because these are good and I would probably keep eating them and finish the bag. So, the next chip we have is our good old favorite brand, and that is, of course, Pringles. The king of weird chip flavors that make it taste like the real food is supposed to taste like. So, I'm going to have to cleanse my palate. Definitely for this, anyway. So, these flavors of Pringles, I saw at Walmart, and I just had to get them because I knew I just had to. These are Philly cheesesteak Pringles. So let's go ahead and pop the top. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, that is rank up in there. Man. Oh, that smells like picture in your mind the smell right now. Oh, it smells like cheese. Like very strong cheese. And imagine if that cheese, like, farted. Like, that's how bad this smells. Oh, I can't stop smelling it. I gotta get it away. But it smells like a very bad cheese smell mixed with, like, a fart. Because the Philly cheesesteaks don't smell like that. But it's supposed to be, you know, the meat, the onions, and the bread, and the cheese. But, oh, man. I pull out one of these chips. They're yellowy. Just looks like they have like cheese or butter on them. So, Philly cheesesteak Pringles. Y'all better pray for me. So, here we go. No way. Hold on, I gotta go for another one. What is that flavor? It doesn't taste bad. It smells worse than it tastes. What is that flavor? The flavor is so familiar, I just can't put my tongue on it. I'm going to end up eating all of them trying to figure out what it is. It has a little hint of onion. I think it's the meat, like the actual cheesesteak that I'm tasting. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. I can put the trash can back now. Like, I thought I was ready to vomit, you know. I was, you know, I swore that I was going to be bent over, just, you know, just start gagging. But I didn't, surprisingly. So, I mean, they're not good. Like, they're not good to the point that I only want to keep eating them out of pure curiosity, because there's nothing in me that's like, man, these are good, I want to keep eating them. The thing in my brain right now is like, keep eating them because we have got to figure out what flavor that is. But on the scale, I gotta give it points for tasting close to cheesesteak, but also take points away because it smells very gassy in the inside of the Pringles can. So, I would probably give this probably just a 68, because while it does taste close to a cheesesteak, the flavor is not something that I would want to keep eating because I like it. The curiosity keeps the points up, and the smell of it just keeps it way down. If it smelled better, it probably would have been definitely in the 70s, probably. Closer to the salt and pepper chips I just had. But yeah. Lay's Kettle Cooked Salt and Pepper Chips at a 74, and Pringles Philly Cheesesteak at a 68. And that's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, them Philly cheesesteak. I'm gonna have to try a couple of more of them, but man, they are not good, but very like, they're causing curiosity, if that makes sense. Like, I really want to know what they are, but I'm going to end up eating either half of it or all of them throughout that process. So yeah, if you have any questions or food or drink items you would like for me to review, please leave them in the comments below on the YouTube version. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast on Instagram for all your Toddcast updates and needs. And make sure you tell your friends and your family to give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. If you want to know what's going to happen next week, we're just going to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.